say I will enter a trade, or
And just like just switch direction
yeah,
with like with the inside button, and that's pretty much it. I was thinking about adding some, inter kind of the whole point is, just staying in a trade based on CISD direction changes. So I was also thinking about kind of not like spicing it up, but more, to not to hold it like forever,
hmm
but to take some like intermediary TPs and like add-ons, for example, when we, do like CISD retest if we touch it like once more or something. But it just doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make that much of a difference. So essentially, I don't know. We can like the we can create rules on the fly if you want, if it makes sense,
yeah, yeah,
we can like go, I don't know, free cons and just trim one, add one back, and go depending on the situation, because I understand that like staying, full on all the time is not really optimum as well. So yeah, we can pretty much do whatever we want, but at least with like one con, we should stay in a trade and just change direction depending on what like CISD tells us. Like at least I was doing something like that.
hmm
So or like I thought that would be fun,
yeah, could be,
but
yeah.
again I got it got pretty choppy during accumulation phases, but when we distribute, you kind of write it up, and that's probably the whole point of this exercise, to recognize the direction and like exit when the narrative shows, and at the same time to be able to kind of flip bias um, quicker
hmm
than you usually do, because you see my issue right now, like with the latest question about like reversals and retracements, is pretty much still exactly that. So if I take it down the running trade based on a pullback, so I will need to re-enter the trade right away if it tells me so. So, and that this is basically what this is where it comes from, the backtest. But overall, that was just an idea that I've done once, and I wanted to do once more. So that was kind of fun,
Yeah,
just because I'm already already getting tired of doing same and the same things over and over again in various conditions. So I thought I might just do something a bit different.
yeah, 100%. Okay, so what I will try to do, I will just try to enter Soup CISDs, and I will just reverse when it would make sense for me to reverse it. I will enter a trade.
Yeah.
I will have my okay. Do you want to do partials or not? Not really.
We can like the whole point of this would be staying at least with at least one con in a trade, and if it does make sense to you, I would say let's do it. Let's take TPs, let's take partials and add-ons when it does make sense.
hmm
But it's a little more complicated. The whole issue
Yeah,
would be to stay in a trade with just switching bias when the model tells us so.
sure. Okay. Yep. Okay. 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 So okay, on higher time frame, like we can see, like we are clearly extending. I think we are also in new all-time highs. So as we know, this may not be the best idea to short anything, and just go by the trend. Also, like we know what happened, like we are currently going higher, we know where is the full all-time high and stuff. But yeah. So right now on 1 minute we are at Monday, 15th September 2025 at 10:48 or 10:49, and we are currently accumulating market open, basically push, rebalance, we are pushing higher, internal soup, push, 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 and then since 10 a.m. opened, I can turn on times. Yeah, this for macro, and then I will turn on custom opens. Okay, so now 10 a.m. opened, and we are clearly like staying below it. Right now we are in accumulation, meaning the high of our accumulation or high of our range is clearly this high, and right now this low. So if we want to trade, inside this range, we should at least wait for one of those points to be taken. And in terms of our our current session, like this one was really great. Internal soup, so strong candle closing below those two, creating soup CISD right there. In terms of TPs, internals, and then possible range low. For now, we are staying out, and I think we need to see something clear. Okay, internal soup. Okay, right here. Internal soup right there, creating this order block. Internal soup also there. This kind of makes sense to me. It's not, as clear as, for example, here, Soup CISD is kind of a little more wanky. But still, we can enter right here. What I'm targeting right now, since we are not able to displace lower, I would like to see at least this high to be taken one more time. Most possibly this 10 a.m. to be taken, or range high. And then we will see if we get further expansion, or we're also building LR right here, so we may again just take internals right there and push it back lower. In terms of our stop, candle low or this 1054 candle makes sense to me. And also for you that are watching time, 10 a.m. opened, 10 a.m. rebalanced the previous range. So now in terms of 4-hour candles or hour candles, we just created the lower part of the wick. 1030 is the low, and now we could possibly go higher, just for those who are watching the time. Okay, we are at 50% of the candle, so I don't necessarily want to see us coming much lower than this. Perfect. Even from Fib range low to the range high. Beautiful rebalance. Now we are closing strongly above that 1047 candle and also above 10 a.m. opening, meaning I want definitely see that high to be taken, the high of 10 a.m. Also, this kind of, Soup CISD right there. Also, just the candle is 9 points. Oh, that's not too big. I thought we are in bigger ranges. Okay, so now we soup the high. Is this manipulation? I don't like this. I don't like the huge wick on this candle. More time than not, if we create a wick like this, we are coming back for it. So for now, everything's okay. Also, since we are closing out of the range, we can just put our stop to that low of 1059. Rebalance, this candle pushing higher, also could be a retest of that 10 a.m. opening. Okay, now we took the range high. We took it because it's 3 candles like this, internal soup. This candle, here we are closing even below 10 a.m. and below 1102, meaning we are again creating internal soup CISD right there. So now technically we took the highs. I was looking for the lows to be taken again, meaning we can now just flip this position. In terms of TPs, if we are really bearish, I would like to see the range low to be taken. I don't think we'll just flush right here. Normal session, the first TP would be that low of 1049. That would be the first TP. Internal stop, of course, like the candle high or 1104 would work as well.
So Pitbull, I think we should take some partials, or like from my experience of such backtesting, yeah, we would be completely obliterated during accumulation phases.
Yeah.
So just, do your thing on the fly, adjust, do whatever, because yeah, without TPs, like we would already be out on one con as of now and get most likely stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, by the rules, we would be just flipping back and forth
Yeah,
till price
have
action
an extension.
decides on the
Yeah,
direction.
and that's the reason one telling like we took the range high. Now I want to see range low to be taken, but in terms of normal backtesting, the first TP would be that low of 1049. At least, if you are still bullish, this is just rebound of the previous range. It means that we can just take, for example, 1054 low or 1059 just to do internals and then push it back higher. But in terms of this possible manipulation, CISD right here, I want to see a little lower. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. Take TPs, whatever you'd like, and also you can add to the position, like
Yep.
scale up on any not like Turtle Soup CISDs would be direction change, but also you can add on any order block continuation, like if it does make sense to
Yeah,
you.
of course. Of course. Also, I want to see whether 50%. Okay, just pass it. Okay, that's scary candle. What's that? 1111. Okay, so now for bullish scenario, we just do internals, OTE, OTL perfectly, and now big candle closing again above the 10 a.m. Still this could be just a retest of the CISD or just rebalance of the previous range, but it's scary candle. And if you got bad fill or anything, that would be really damaging. There is also doubles mark on the low of that candle, so yeah, we will see. Internal sub at the highs. This candle at the same time retesting the 10 a.m. open. So now the next candle or two need to close again below it. Otherwise, we are going higher. Okay, not a huge fan of that candle. Next candle needs to do it. Yeah, okay. So now two scenarios. If bullish, we just hit 50% of the previous range, meaning the range of 1110 to the range high of 1112. Meaning, if you are bullish, we don't necessarily want to see any higher. If we are bearish, though, this is just our fair swing for now. Meaning, if we still want to see lower, this might be the best spot for entry, re-entry, or add-on. Right now, since we are still in the range, for now I would not be adding on. I need to see distribution to the other side. But yeah. Possibly recreate like order block and close below it, that's always like good spot to re-enter. Or re-enter or add. Okay, so what's going on right now? We rebalance this range by this move from 1112 to 1116. We rebalance bullish range. And now, what happened right now? We just rebalance the bearish range, meaning range from 1112 to 1116. We just tapped 50%. We do have internal sub right here, meaning if we close below 1117, we can add, for example, one corner right now to the trade. And then I will be looking for distribution, stronger distribution, at least to take that LRR that we just created right here. Yep, that's the candle. So now we can add one contract. In the same time, our stop now we can put lower. Why? Because we're closing below the structure. If this manipulation turtle soup fair swing, this should be the start of distribution. Meaning we can nearly put it to the break-even point. We will put it to that 1118 candle. Why? Internal soup right there. We don't want to see us coming back to that. Meaning we can put it right here. Okay, so now again, we took some internals. We created also relatively lows right here. We are near 1130, which means 1130 is also good reversal spot, reversal time. A lot of reversals are happening at 1130. We took some sort of that LRLR. We do have Devil's Mark right here at 1119. And the higher time frame is clearly bullish. So since we are doing this challenge, I will just buy right here. Meaning, but if we are bullish right here, and this is the low, we need to slice through 50% of the range. Meaning I will go from this high to this low. The other 50%. We need to slice. If we have some sort of reaction in here, that's a red flag. That's a huge red flag. Okay. What's the confirmation? Okay. What's the confirmation for longs? The closure above 1118. So now we are closing. We are taking some sort of liquidity on the left. For now, nothing bearish in here. You can delete this one. So now we took some sort of liquidity on the left. We are retesting 10 a.m. open. Now, for now, this is just rebalance, meaning the range low is 1123 to the range high being 1127. So now we need to see reaction from that EQ. Internal soup or that candle. Okay. So now we are souping the lows. Here there is nothing, okay. But still that 50% is holding, the EQ is holding. We can also see like how these candles are closing, Okay, not fan of that candle. Internal soup at the highs. Closure below that 1131. Possibly creation of Soup CISD right there, but still we are holding everything for the bulls right now. Or for the longs. Also, in terms of ranges and fractals, we put low, we took the liquidity on the left. Now we are inside 50%, and also where we are accumulating inside the EQ. More time than not, accumulations are happening either at the top or the bottom of the ranges, or at the 50% of the range. So it makes total sense why we do have some sort of accumulation right now. Okay. Is this internal soup? No. Equals, okay. So now, this candle, 1136 we are closing above this little accumulation, meaning I don't want to see us coming back to that 1133 low. Why? That would be a huge red flag for me. Now I want to see distribution higher, meaning we can put our stop loss either to break even or below those that equal lows we do have at 1133 candle. So we can put it right here, let's say. What's the next confirmation for longs? The closure above 1128. What does it mean? It also means that we can add right here, or if we are not in a trade, you know, that's perfect spot for our next entry right there. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of those two candles because we do have devil's mark here, you know, liquid void, and yeah, in the same time, devil's mark are not so important in random time, let's say, like for example 1138 or 1137. Those are, let's say, random times, in meaning we do not have any news related to that time, but still everything is showing us that we are going higher, meaning we can add around here. In this scenario, since we are closing above that 1128, we are closing above the range, we can put our stop loss to break even. Okay, I'll delete just a few of these lines so it'll be easy for us to read it. If we are in longs, you know, the next TP, the range high, meaning we are pretty heavy in this one, so we can definitely take at least one off right here. Now, if we are still bullish, first thing, 50% of the range, and then highs on the left, meaning right now we are touching those previous highs. In terms of overall range, I need to see these highs to hold, basically. It's also aligned with that EQ of the range, so okay, we are retesting 10 a.m. open. Internal sub at the lows. Perfect. Now, if we get, for example, this candle, 1145, and the next candle would close below it, huge red flag, huge red flag. Right now, if 50% will hold, everything's okay, everything looks for next leg higher. Okay. Let's do the highs. Nothing bearish yet. Two candles down, one candle up, basically creating order block right here, meaning we can, you know, drag our stop loss a little higher. Internal sub at this candle, but still I want to see higher, at least to take that wick of 1150 again. Beautiful candle. Internal sub, we still liquidity from the previous candle, and the same candle is closing above the previous candle. So still want to see higher. I don't necessarily like how we are just creating staircase right now, meaning, you know, we're going higher, two candles lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. This little sounds a little it's kind of showing you like we may rebalance or we may go a little lower right now. Also, we are near lunch. We know lunch is, you know, running stops. Who is winning? Longs are winning. So possibly we may start looking for some sort of rebalance or short entry, or yeah. Internal soup. Where is the next CISD or the next confirmation for lower? Is that 1156 closure. If we close below there, we are flipping our position, and yeah, then we are looking for a bit lower prices. We are not closing yet below it, but okay. In terms of our, we did not create a CISD yet. In terms of normal trading, I would say like this is pretty okay spot for entry right here. Still we are risking because again we did not create a CISD yet, but yeah, this looks pretty good. Okay, now we are creating CISD. We are in 3 counts, meaning we can close this, we can enter it too. In terms of our stop loss, we can put it at a high right here. And in terms of our TPs, like the first thing, this could be again just the rebalance of the most current range, meaning the range from 1145 low to the most current high. Meaning we will take one off if we tap that high of 1142 candle, and we will have one runner just for the next manipulation or next bullish move. Okay, take one off right here. Also, this candle basically wick higher into that FEG plus CISD retest. Also, kind of suiting the previous candle high, meaning we can put our stop loss right here. We are simply the previous candles. I would like now from the next candle or two just close lower below 1203. Otherwise, we are going to the 50% of the range, which is also our entry. Okay, we are out. So now we'll just need to wait for something. Okay, I kind of like this candle. Why? We rebalance the range. We clearly want to go higher. Do we have manipulation in here? Not really. I don't think so. Meaning, if I'm entering around here, the stop loss is going to the candle low, and then the first TP is sorry, 1158 candle high, and then yeah, it's hard to say because yeah, we do not have any highs on the left. Meaning again, we can enter right here, put our stop loss below this candle, and the first TP is that 1158 high, and yeah, so on and so on. Okay, so now we see the previous candle low. Okay, we'll re-enter in this. Kind of like how we just close above that 1210 candle. We'll re-enter and our stop is going to that candle of 1210. Okay, now we are pushing higher. Now we should do it. Okay, that's our first TP, meaning we can take one off right here. Also, in the same time, again, we are building an LRLR to the lows. And still we are at lunch, and lunch did not take, any stop basically. We just went lower, rebalance it. So time-wise, I would be looking maybe for 12:30 to have potentially some bigger move lower. Why? Because it's also like SMR time, you know, a lot of reversals happened at 12:30. Also looking at this, is this my manipulation? Could be I'm not a huge fan of that wick, but we'll see. Internal soup at the high. If we get strong closure below the 12, 11, we might enter shorts. Okay, little accumulation. Again, where are we accumulating? Above the previous highs. That makes sense. Now we are souping the highs again. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to enter prematurely, but we'll wait for that CISD to be created. We're souping, okay. Okay, we'll enter right now. Okay. Our stop will be that 12:20 high. And now in terms of TPs, the first TP, you know, this low. It's pretty easy one, and then we'll see if we get that bigger distribution to take or to rebalance the bigger range. Then soup at the low, we are also at 50% of the previous range, just saying. But still, if this is our manipulation or possible manipulation, 50% needs to hold. Internal sub at the highs, the same candles closing below the 12:33 candle, meaning I would like to see the next candle or two just distribute lower and close below that level. Yep, right there. We can reduce our risk. Okay, internal soup. We are kind of tapping that LRLR. We are not taking it for now. Okay. The next candle, maybe. We'll take it. No. So now, since we are just souping the lows, just to protect ourselves, we can just take one off right here. Just don't be a D for a tick. And if he gets strong closure above 12:27, I'll be looking for us to run back higher. I'm not saying we are going to reverse or anything, still this could be our potential manipulation. I'm just saying if this get close above, you know, we might go higher. Okay. Close this one. Again, while I'm saying that, go study and watch the lows and the highs, the swing points. This is kind of clear example of that one. So yeah, our stop is going to the candle low. In terms of TPs, still I'm not sure if this is our top or not. Meaning we might just rebalance the range and push it back lower, or you know, this was just another liquidity grab for us to push it back higher. Meaning, where is the stops for the people? This candle and then the highs. Okay, so first TP and the second TP. If we get, you know, in here, we will see if we get, you know, runner or not. Okay, we are retesting that order block that was just created. Also, I think this is a breaker, no? MSD. Is it or not?
No, I don't see it as a breaker.
Yeah. Nonetheless, okay, we are going high right now, so we're looking for that high of 12.24 to be taken. Okay, we soup it, we took it, so now we can take one off right here. We won't be moving our stop for now. Why? Because there's no other logical place to put our stop than the low of that candle or the low of 12.29. Why? Because we just took liquidity, we can come back lower to rebalance this bullish range, then push it back higher again. So until we get more structure in this or in here, we can move our stop. Okay, so now 50%. Internal soup. So now I would like to see us closing above that 12.36 candle. If so, we can. The first thing we can enter probably with one more con, and then we can put our stop below that 12.37 candle. Okay, not a huge fan of that we are closing below that 12.37 candle. That's a little red flaggy, but still we are holding EQ of the bullish range. Okay, we're not closing yet. Internal sub at the highs, not a huge fan of that. Okay. Since we are not able to displace higher, we are just creating, high swing here. Could be manipulation, soup, the fair swing. And now internal sub at the highs, closing like this, strongly like this, creating CISD. I would like to see a big push lower. Targeting what? At least these these lows in here. In terms of our stop, the 12.44 candle is kind of the best spot for that one. So we are entering macro. Okay, so this kind of retested CISD, and now it looks like we are pushing lower. Again, a closure below that 1248 slash 1247. That's confirmation and also possible at spot. Okay, so now we are closing below it, which means again we can enter with one more. We can put our stop a little lower. I think we should be fine if we put it at 1250. We are closing below the range. We should not come back for it until we'll take some sort of liquidity. Meaning, yeah, we can do it, yeah. We are souping the lows, not a huge fan of that. Okay, big push lower, taking those lows. We can definitely take at least one off right here. Okay, we're nearly retesting at 10 a.m. again. Okay. So now, in terms of red flags, if we close strongly below 12.55, that would be a red flag for for shorts. Also, a huge red flag is that 12.50. Below those, if we close above them, that's huge, huge red flag. Okay, we can close it in here. We can take two. We took liquidity right now. We push it back lower, internal soup, those two candle basically went into the 50% of the previous candle range. And now this candle closing like this, I want to see at least rebalance of the previous range, meaning the first TP is this one. And then we will wait. If we can get those highs, I don't think we will get them, but yeah, we will see. So stop this one right here. Again, is this the best trade that we can take? Not really, but since we are doing this, it makes sense for me that we should go a little higher right now. Okay, yep, great confirmation. We can place our stop little higher just to protect ourselves. Okay, we can take one off right here. Again, it does not make sense for me to put our stop loss to break even. It's not the worst idea. We took liquidity right now. Still, we may just rebalance these two candles, those two candles, or just retap the CISD one more time to push it back higher again. So we can, yeah, we will be touching the stop loss right now. In terms of bigger range, adjust it 50%. Okay, now, if you are still bearish, we took liquidity. If we close below that 105, we would be re-entering the shorts, sorry. So, yeah. So now we're closing below that. The only thing I don't necessarily like would be to have pretty huge stop in here. I mean, 16 points is not that bad. There's like one candle previous past peaks, but we'll wait if we get some retracement a little higher. Okay. If we close below this 112 candle, we will enter. We are souping, not closing. Okay, not the best one, but yeah, it's doing what we need to see. Our stop can go right now to this candle high of 113 and not to that swing point of 107. Why? Because this candle basically just rebalances the range and we are pushing lower, closing below that order block, meaning we don't want to see us coming back for that 113 high. We can confirm this here, and now if we're finally going to get some sort of bigger, push lower, the ultimate TP would be that, I don't know, the low of 10.23. I would be mainly looking for 11.23 to be taken. Okay. We are retesting 10 a.m. Okay, so since this candle, we stood the previous candle high, now we are closing below that 118. We are also closing below 10 a.m. We can reduce our risk and we can put our stop loss to that 118 high. still a huge fan how we are just building a lot also with the highs. Not a fan of that candle. Why? Because we are creating CISD right now, meaning we might get stopped in here. We are retesting the 50% and the CISD plus 10 AM is holding for now. Okay, we'll put our stop loss to break even. We are sweeping the lows. Oh, that's very candle. So now I would like to see in the next candle or two, since we just swept liquidity, rebalance the previous range, I would like to see just kind of closing below this zone and push it lower. Yeah, something like this, but I need to see a little stronger candles. Okay, the huge red flag is the speed of this. Small candles, we push it lower, swept liquidity on here in here, So now for now the confirmation for longs would be that 124 closure above that range. Yeah, again the speed of this is kind of red flag for me. We took liquidity, we can take one off just to reduce our risk for now. Okay, we are pushing higher. Internal sub at the highs. If we close again below that 131, we could re-enter with a one con, but not sooner. Okay, we are nearly there. Internal sub at the lows. Okay, we can just flip right here. So again, this kind of model itself, positive manipulation, soup Ferris swing. Now we are closing above that high of 133 candle, meaning we don't want to see us coming back lower to that 137 candle low. In terms of TP, the launch basically just created LRLR at the highs. So if we are still bullish and the hard time frame is bullish, I would be looking for us to take basically again the overall high in here, the wick, and yeah, that's structure. Yeah. Okay, also in terms of the structure, we're just hitting EQ. Right now we are hitting the previous highs of the possible manipulation that we just place in here. Meaning it would be nice to get a big, big push from this zone. Meaning if we close again above, like this, above that 144 candle, that's possible add-on right here. Meaning we can enter it one more con. And now we can put also our stop loss to that 146 candle low. We can delete this flip. And yeah, awesome, perfect push. Internal sub at the highs. Internal sub at the lows also. Also, what is telling is the speed, we have strong push higher, strong and fast. Now we are just going sloppy with small candles lower, so I want to see the highs to be taken again. Yep. Okay. Also, we are taking this high right now, so we can take one or two off just to be safe, and we will have one runner just to flip it again when we'll see some bearishness in here. We can also put our stop loss right now to that 153 candle low. Why? Because again we are closing strongly above it, and to be honest, we want to see us coming back to those lows again. Okay, perfect. So we are also closing about this previous fair swing point. You remember when we were telling like post manipulation soup fair swing? So now we are closing also above that. Internal sub at the highs, 2 p.m. is opening. Range low to the range high. Reach at 50%. Okay, we are closing above that 2 p.m. and also above the high of 159. Meaning right now I would like to see the final push to that 1213 high. If not, this kind of reminding me the same thing that happened. Where is that low? I think this one. It's kind of the same fractal. Meaning if we close below that 2 or 3 candle, I would be probably just exiting the longs, and we can flip it then to take it back lower, at least to that low of 146. It should be also a little below 50% of the range. Yeah, OT. In terms of our stop, we can put it at a range high. Okay, so we are distributing. Now this is the highest point where we can kind of retrace. I don't want to see us, any higher. Why? Because this is just CISD retracement, and also we should be around 50% of the range right now. Yep, 50%. Internal sub at the highs. Now again, since we are closing below the 213, I kind of like it for further distribution. That's, yeah, again, that's kind of confirmation. Also retest right now. There's long accumulation. Okay, we did not do it yet. Not a huge fan of this move, that's for sure. With the internals right now, we kind of rebalance the previous range. now this is either CISD retest for higher, or this is just kind of rebalance of the bearish range with two internals right now. And yeah, meaning we can also put our stop loss right here at that high. We do not have any reaction at the 50% of the range from 230 to that 233 high, meaning the closure below 230. We are going for the lows in here, right here. Yep, okay. We're closing strongly also below that 10 a.m. Now, okay, perfect. We can take one off right here. And in terms of our stop, I would say we can put it at the high of 239 candle. Why? We took liquidity right now. If we close strongly above that 240 to 39 candle, could be just another, Soup CISD to push it back higher again. Okay. It's kind of red flag. I don't like that order block, but still we are respecting everything we need to. Okay, so now we're closing about at 240. Meaning right now, if then, for now, this may be just again rebalance to the previous range. So now we can hit OTE. If we close strongly below 251, we may possibly re-enter. If you are, watching for longs, I'm not still sold for longs, so we'll wait for something more clear. But yeah. Retesting that line with CISD. The closure above that 1255, then I'll be looking for the high of 233 to be taken again. Okay. I haven't sold those in a long time. 3 p.m. just opened. So now we took the highs, we creating internal sub right here. Meaning we can take 1 or 2 right here with the first TP being that 50% of the range. Internal dollar stuff we can put it right here. I mean, if you have, our orders, limit orders, one would be out right there. Right now, just wait if we get close to that. Okay, it looks like we'll get stopped. Yeah. Okay, so just wait for something else. Internal sub at the highs. We sub the highs, we're closing right here. Okay, I would not enter right now, but if we get the next strong candle right now, I'll be looking for the low of that 305 to be taken one more time. Internal Soup CISD right there. We might go lower. Yeah, just took it. Game. Again, we are creating kind of CISD, but I'm not sold on anything right now. Again, we are just accumulating. We are in the range high being this, and the range low being basically this line right now. Meaning I'm not sold for anything. We just hit 50%. If we get strong closure above that 323 candle, I'll be looking for possible move higher. Okay. Yeah, we can try it. Again, is the best trade? No. Why? Because we are still inside the range. This is just the possible start of the move. Rebalance the previous candle, sorry, the previous range, internal sub right here, CISD, rebalance. Now it should be distribution. Okay, we are still accumulating. Internal soup. Okay, we are closing higher again. I would say we can enter with one more right here. Now in terms of TPs, the first TP 2 PM slash that high of 208. There will be our first TP and then possibly the high of that 1203, sorry, 1213. We are sweeping the highs again. Okay, retest of the range high. Another retest. Now we are taking the high. Perfect. We can take two off. We can put our stop loss right now to break even. Why? Because it's aligned with those lows right now. Okay, so we took range high. We are closing back again in the range. We are hitting 50%, I think. The range low to the range high. Internal super high, CISD right there. It's possible. And nope, we're going higher. So again, just another liquidity grab. Now closing above that 350. I kind of like this. In terms of stop, you know, the only possible place is the low. And now we should finally take that 1213 high. Retest of the CISD. Bang, yep, perfect. We can take one off. And since we are closing above that order block, I don't necessarily want to see us coming back to it. We can just put it right here, a little below the 2 PM. Okay, now if this is the high, the closure below that 357, it's a huge red flag. And if it close below it, we can just end the session right there because it's the full session, full trading day, let's say. Okay, we are slowing down. Turn a soup, so maybe one more push higher. With this sort of push, we can kind of put it right here, our stop. Okay, and we're out. Okay, so that would be all for me for today. Also to everyone who watched this, Merry Christmas, and yeah, we will enjoy your time with your families, and yeah, we'll come rested to 2026. So thank you, and yeah, bye bye.